The lesson of the scuffed up sneakers and a grateful heart. You know, they say parenting is like looking in a mirror that sometimes shows you things you don't really want to see. My son, Leo, just turned 14. Now, I'm not a rich man, but I work my tail off at the warehouse, 6 days a week, just to make sure he has the cool stuff. For his birthday, I went all out. I'm talking the $300 limited edition Apex basketball shoes, the ones all the kids at his school are obsessed with. I spent 4 Saturday shifts of overtime to pay for those. When he opened them, he didn't cheer. He didn't even say thank you. He just sighed. He looked at the box and muttered, "Dad, these are the Velocity Blue. I told you. I needed the midnight black. Now everyone's gonna think I'm a poser." My heart didn't just sink. It felt like it hit the floor and shattered. I told him, "Leo, those cost me 2 weeks of grocery money." He just rolled his eyes, tossed the box on his bed, and said, "Whatever. Just return them and get the right ones. It's not that hard." Pause. The next day I was at the mall, standing in the return line at the sports store. I felt bitter, just honestly, deeply hurt. That's when I saw them. A woman, maybe in her late 30s, and her son. He looked about 12. They were over by the clearance rack, tucked way in the back. The boy was holding up a pair of beat-up, generic sneakers. They weren't even a brand I recognized. The mom was checking her phone, looking stressed, biting her lip. She whispered, "Tyler, honey, I know your old ones have holes in the soles, but even these are $40. If we get these, we might have to skip the pizza night we planned for your birthday." The boy didn't whine. He didn't roll his eyes. He looked at his mom, gave her this huge, genuine smile, and said, "Mom, seriously? Pizza is way better. My old shoes still have at least another month in them. I'll just use some more duct tape on the bottom. It gives them character." Dramatically slower. I looked down at the $300 Apex shoes in my hand. Then I looked at that kid's shoes. He wasn't kidding. There was literally silver tape holding the toe together. And yet, he was happy. He was protecting his mom's feelings. I walked out of that return line. I walked right up to them. I felt like a bit of a weirdo, but I had to do it. I said, "Excuse me," I couldn't help but notice. "Is it your birthday, kiddo?" The mom looked guarded, like she expected me to be a jerk. "Yes," she said slowly. "It's his big 12. I held out the box. "Look, this is gonna sound crazy, but I bought these for my son, and it turns out they're the wrong size. The store won't give me cash back, only store credit, and I'm moving out of state tomorrow. I'd hate to see these go to waste. Would you do me a favor and take them?" The boy's eyes went wide, like dinner plate wide. "Those are the Apexes," he breathed. The real ones?" The mom started to shake her head. "Oh, no, sir. We can't. Those are way too expensive. We don't have the money to—" "I'm not asking for money," I interrupted. "I'm asking for a birthday favor. Seeing a kid actually smile on his birthday would make my whole week. Please." The boy looked at his mom. She looked at me, her eyes welling up with tears. She finally nodded. "When that kid put those shoes on, he didn't care about the color. He didn't care about being a poser. He looked like he'd just been handed the keys to the entire world." He kept touching the fabric, whispering, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." Tone shifts, stern and reflective. I drove home in silence. When I walked through the door, Leo was on the couch, gaming. He didn't even look up. "Did you get the black ones?" he asked. I sat down next to him and turned off the TV. "No," I said quietly. "I didn't, and you're not getting the black ones. In fact, you're going to be wearing your old gym shoes for the rest of the semester." He started to blow up, shouting about how unfair it was, how embarrassed he was gonna be. I just looked at him and said, "Leo, I just saw a boy who was grateful for nothing, and it made me realize I failed you by giving you everything." I haven't told him where the shoes went yet. Maybe I will someday. But for now, the silence in the house is a lot better than the sound of ungratefulness. Final pause. Sometimes the best gift you can give your child is the chance to finally understand what a want really looks like compared to a need.